What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Young Guns podcast. And the trades just keep on coming. So, New Jersey make their second trade of the day today, trading away forward Yegor Sharangovich along with a third round pick, 80th overall, to the Calgary Flames in exchange for Tyler Toffoli. Now, this is an interesting move for the Devils because they acquire themselves a nice goal scorer in Tyler Toffoli, who led the Flames in points last year, had a career year in Calgary, and was really, really dominant. 34 goals, 39 assists, 73 points for the Calgary Flames. Played at the World Championship with 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. Was a solid player under Daryl Sutter, and he played fantastic. It was a really good year for Tyler Toffoli, and the Devils add themselves a goal scorer here. So good for New Jersey here to acquire a guy like Tyler Toffoli, who is on the final year of a $4.25 million contract that was signed by the Montreal Canadiens. Toffoli was traded 2 years ago at the trade deadline in exchange for Ben Sherratt. Actually, he was traded to the Calgary Flames for a first round pick, and it was a big move that allowed him to go back to Calgary and play for his former coach. Last year, like I said, had a career year, and this year he is now moved to New Jersey. So that's going to be interesting for Yegor Sharangovich. Things are a little bit different. This was a guy that was drafted fifth round, 141st overall in 2018 by the New Jersey Devils. Had a really good rookie season. If you look at his rookie season, 54 games played, 16 goals, 14 assists, 30 points. He looked like a guy that was going to be able to take the NHL by storm. Then in 2021-22, 76 games played again, 24 goals, 22 assists, 46 points. Again, another decent year for Yegor Sharangovich, and it looked like he was starting to really become an NHL player of his own. And then this year, again, he kind of struggled this year, though. 13 goals, 17 assists for 30 points. It was a struggle for him. And, it was one of the toughest moments for him as well, just because he didn't really have the best season of his career, but he's hoping for a change of scenery. And I think in Calgary, he might be able to get that. From New Jersey, there was rumors about Sharangovich being moved at some point during the offseason. And so obviously this is where it happens to be. It happens to be in Calgary. I think for Sharangovich, it's a fresh start for him. Last year in New Jersey, he was splitting time between the third line and the fourth line, didn't really play on the top two lines, and has since struggled in the playoffs to only play 3 games. Wasn't part of Lindy Ruff's plans, and it looked like he was getting traded, so it ended up being the case. For Tyler Toffoli, this is a guy that can play in your top 6, and if you're New Jersey, you need guys that can play in your top 6. And what they add is they add a goal scorer that can kind of take the load off guys like Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt. It's depth goal scoring, but it's not just depth goal scoring. This is a guy that can score you 25, 30 goals easily. He's done it before in his career. He's a guy that is able to put the puck in the net. He's a guy that's really good. He's got a really good shot. And like I said before, if you look at how good New Jersey's team is as a whole, right, and you look at what they have currently in their lineup, they have $19 million in cap space with Toffoli being added, right? And they have to still sign Jesper Boqvist. They still have to sign Timo Meier, but that basically suggests that Thomas Tatar and Miles Wood are on their way out. And what they did is they just essentially added even more star power to this team, right? You look at Jack Hughes, you look at Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier, Andre Palat, Tyler Toffoli, and now and honestly Dawson Mercer. That's a really good top 6 right there. And that's also going to beg the question as to whether or not Timo Meier is going to return as a Devil, because technically speaking, I know Toffoli, is not any younger, but at 31 years old, at 4.25 million for what Toffoli brought and how well of a season he had, it's a very interesting conversation that we can be having. My concern with this trade, and it's more so on Calgary's side than it is on New Jersey's side. New Jersey, I think, does a fantastic job here. They get Toffoli on a really good deal. They get him on a 1-year deal. They get him relatively cheap. They don't have to give up much to do it. They trade away Sharangovich, who, like I said before, wasn't part of their plans. And a third round pick, 80th overall. Like, I think Calgary could have probably gotten more for Tyler Toffoli. And considering how well and how good of a season he had in Calgary last year, I'm surprised it really just took that, right? I know Sharangovich has potential. He's 25. There's promise there with Sharangovich. But is he going to live up to a guy that's going to score you 50 points in the NHL season? I'm not sure. I'm not sure Sharangovich is a top 6 player in the NHL. I think he's a guy that can play on your top 9. I think he's a guy that can be a really good, serviceable top 9 guy. But for how good Tyler Toffoli has been and how consistent he's been, not only in Montreal, but also in Calgary and even in LA, and the fact that he's won 2 Stanley Cups, like that to me, I think says a lot about the team as a whole. And then you look at Calgary and you look at where they're at. Obviously, things are not easy for them currently. They needed to move some cap space, but it's not just that. Like there's rumors about Backlund, there's rumors about Lindholm, there's rumors about Noah Hannafin not wanting to come back. There's rumors about even there's been a small rumors about Jacob Markstrom, but now apparently he wants to stay. So Calgary's in a really tough position here because a lot of guys don't want to play here anymore, right? And so you acquire a guy like Sharangovich who brings you a fresh start, but in terms of what you essentially gave away, you're kind of at a disadvantage here because Sharangovich doesn't improve your team in any way. If anything, it gets worse. So I'm not too happy with the move that Conroy made. I think he could have done a better job in the return for Toffoli. I think a third round pick, 80th overall, is nothing. It's magic beans. And then Sharangovich, I mean, like I said before, I just don't see a big hype around him. I know he's a good player. I think he's going to be okay in Calgary, but I think for what Tyler Toffoli brings and how valuable he is to a team and the Stanley Cup pedigree that goes with it, I just think that Calgary could have done a lot better here. And for Toffoli, I mean, this is an opportunity to go to a team like New Jersey, who's a young and up and coming team, and probably one of the most entertaining teams in the NHL, and show them that what he's capable of doing. But not only that, he can provide a team with more videos as well, more goals as well. So it's just one of those things where it's like he can go and actually be the best player that he can possibly be at New Jersey and still be able to help them produce. So I like this move for New Jersey a lot. I think if you look at where Toffoli's going to slot in, now this is obviously Calgary's lineup. I think Sharangovich, if you keep everything intact, I think Sharangovich is probably where Backlund is and Mangiapane and Coleman. I think that's where you can probably put this, where that's where you could probably put Sharangovich is in that position. And then obviously, if you look at where New Jersey is and just currently where the roster is as a whole, I think Toffoli fits the mold of what they're looking for. Toffoli would slot in, according to Daily Faceoff, on the second line with Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt, and I think that's fantastic. I think that's a really good, really, really good second line. I actually think that could make a lot of sense. And what Jack Hughes playing with Toffoli and Bratt is just going to be dangerous. That if that actually happens as a line, that's going to be incredible. So I really like this move. I think New Jersey absolutely steals this trade. They win. Fitzgerald's been wow. The moves he's made, Tom Fitzgerald, has been absolutely fantastic. I think New Jersey got even better than they already are. They're cup contenders for me. And if they can go get Connor Hellebuck, they're going to be in a much better position. But I think New Jersey absolutely fleeced Calgary in this deal. So, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that New Jersey fleeced Calgary? Do you think Calgary could have got more? Do you think Sharangovich is going to end up being a good player? What are your thoughts on that? Please leave a like and a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe as well. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.